Hi, this is Psychic Medium Danielle Garcia with your energy forecast for the week. Today is August 3rd, 2020. How's everybody doing on this day of the full moon? Well, as we all know, full moon energy, is a little different for everybody. Traditionally, it can bring up hormonal issues. It can bring up indecision. It can bring up imbalance, dimensional bleed through, depression. For some people, it's a wonderful feeling of freedom and connection because the moon is so important for each of us in very unique and different ways. Some people can feel like things are just kind of out of sorts. When I was working for doctors in San Diego, I swear, like every full moon, you just knew the patient load was going to be different and it was going to be a lot more people. Mental instability seemed to be a grand theme of full moon time. So having those things in mind, what can you do to counteract that? What can you do to go with the flow? What can you do to actually utilize the positive vibes that the moon provides for us when it's in this phase of being full moon? Something that I really love to do during a full moon is write and burn. I will write down things that are really worrying me, that have been playing on my mind, whether it's instances, relationships, worries, fears, doubts, etc., etc. And I'll write it all down. I basically emotionally vomit all over the page. And then I just write that down and I take it outside and I burn it. And I watch it burn underneath the full moon. And for me, watching those flames and watching those emotions and hurt and fear and doubt and insecurities turn to smoke and ash, it's very, very freeing. So after the flames are done, after everything's all burnt up, I basically wipe my hands of it. And I say, no more. I am done. I am complete. I release. I let go. Thank you, Source Creator, for allowing me to release and for filling that void with something higher, bigger, better, brighter. And I take a lot of deep breaths while I'm doing that, saying my mantra, my prayer, setting my intention. And then I'll connect with the moon and I will ask for the moon's assistance, as well, of course, as Creator and my spiritual team, and bringing in the things that I want. It's about being clear. Now, you could just go out and say, please bring forth my highest, best good. Please show me truth. Please provide me abundance, different things like that. Or you can be, very detailed about what it is that you want to manifest and bring into your life. Make sure today, drink lots and lots of water. Empaths and sensitives, this is really going to kick up your energy field. So you want to make sure that you are prepared. Grounding is another big thing right now. A lot of us will experience, dimensional bleed through. Some people that I work with, it's real easy for them, boom, just to go out of body. So now is the time to, scan your field. If you're suddenly feeling out of sorts, take a deep breath, assess the situation, bring in your grounding and allow yourself to be. That's so incredibly important today. The energy of karma is hot and heavy this week. Saturn brings in a lot of those energies for us. So it's a time to take a step back. It's a time to review. It's a time to look at those patterns that we continue to repeat. Why are we drawn to the same type of person? Why are we drawn to the same type of response? Why are we drawn to this? Why are we drawn to that? And it's to take accountability and responsibility for the part that we play in that. We can get upset and we can get angry and stomp our feet and have our little tantrum and so on and so forth. Or we can just withdraw and, take everything on as it's our fault and we created this and we signed up for it and it's just the way it's going to be. Well, you have a choice. Sometimes when we have repetitive patterns in our lives, that's the thing that we get to decide. Hey, how's this working? Not so good. Okay, let's change that. What can we do? Sometimes it's just switching that little tiny bit so that your perspective changes. And as your perspective changes, as your action changes, as your emotion about whatever that instance is changes, you create a whole new vibe. And guess what? That whole new vibe attracts in new energy. So as you go through this week, think about those things that you've been creating and recreating that aren't exactly working out for you. What would you like to change about that? What is your responsibility? What's the part that you play in that? Are you feeling less than? Is it a self-worth issue? Are you too much in ego? Are you judging? What's the issue with that? And find forgiveness of self. Another huge theme that's playing out this week. I think when it comes to forgiveness, forgiving ourselves seems to be the hardest step. If you can just look at the situation, take accountability for your actions, and say, you know what, I forgive myself for being another stumbling human being who's trying to find their way in this world. And let it go. You know, these things that we allow to play over and over in our heads that we keep beating ourselves up over and beating ourselves up over, how does that serve us? Seriously, how does that serve us? Let's say something happened 5 years ago and you're feeling guilty and you're feeling shameful and all that guilt, all that shame, you're creating energetic cords back to that situation 5 years ago. So you're playing on vibes from your past and you're bringing that vibration into your here and now, which can actually contribute to creating the same types of situations over and over and over again. The way to break a pattern is to understand that it is a pattern and do something different. And allow yourself to, after you've taken accountability, responsibility for your actions, learned the lesson, allow yourself to forgive yourself for not knowing better, or for making that choice that perhaps now you wouldn't make. There's always different ways to shift. There's always different ways to grow. Life is an experience, right? So we're just all out here trying to learn and do our best. I think that's an important thing to remember. Deep breath. A lot of people, as soon as I say that forgiveness word, it's like, oh no, she said the F word. She said the F word. Well, I say that quite frequently too, but that's a different F word. Another thing that's the theme of this week is action and focus. Come about Tuesday or Wednesday, there's different vibes coming in this week that are really going to kind of light a fire under your butt to get things done. Those things you've been procrastinating about, those long-term projects you didn't even want to start to dip a toe into, now they're going to come right into your preview. Now it's going to come right up in front of your face and it's like, oh, okay, I can get that done. You're going to find ways to multitask, to just break things down where perhaps you weren't able to see that clearly before. This week also presents a different high-level lesson in boundaries. Empaths and sensitives, prepare to have your buttons pushed. And when those buttons are pushed, take a step back and reevaluate, okay, who am I allowing to take my energy? Because nobody can take from you unless you allow it. And then also think about, where am I tapping into? What energies am I tapping into right now that don't feel so good for me? Think about creating a sheet of paper, pluses and minuses. Here's who's adding to my experience. Here's who's taking away from it. Here are the actions that I'm doing that are taking away from my experience and my mental stability, my emotionality. Hint, hint. The media. I can't even begin to tell you. I would say 90% of my clients have suffered some form of depression or physical withdrawal because they've been so plugged into the media right now and getting upset and arguing. Yes, we need to be concerned with what's going on in the world around us, but your biggest, highest duty is right here. It's to yourself. And if you're depleted and if you're exhausted and if you're depressed, guess what? You can't help the outside world. So it's time to come in alignment and balance out what's going on in here Worry about yourself, worry about your family, and then engage with the outside world. Something to think about. I'm going to go ahead and draw some cards. This deck is called the Magical Dimensions Oracle Card Deck. Ooh, sounds so mysterious, right? We'll just do a quick card draw here and see what comes through for the energies of this week. Let me make some room on my desk. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Sometimes they give me a number to stop on. Majestic Eminence, Priestess, Divine Feminine, and Worth. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on in here. All right, so take a look at that card. What imagery pops out to you automatically? Ooh, full moon, right? Moon is definitely divine feminine energy. Think about that divine femininity as you connect with moon today. Think about the aspect of nurturing. Well, there went the rest of our card draw because everybody popped out. Think about compassion. Think about nurturing. Think about mothering. What does that mean to you? Now, for some of us, we may not have had that loving, caring, nurturing, motherly role in our life. We may not have been unconditionally loved. So allow yourself to plug into that vibration. Allow yourself to know that you are worthy of feeling that, even if you're feeling it from an outside source that is not connected to you through DNA. All right, the next card that popped out, Harmonic Resolution, Negativity, Anger, Transmutation. Lots and lots and lots going on inside this card. So what I'm drawn to is the red inside this card. This reminds me of the root chakra. This reminds me of that fiery element of anger, that red energy. They could call it when you're really in that rageful state, like seeing red. So this is about letting that go. This is about writing and releasing. This is about connecting with your root, becoming grounded inside of your body. Also, full moon tonight. Don't forget to cleanse all of your crystals, sage them up really good, and put them outside to take a really nice bath in the moonlight. Nothing like a moonlight bath for our crystal friends. It really, really just charges them up. And, sometimes when I do that, I get so giddy about it because it's like, ooh, we're all getting, charged up here. This card's amazing. Breakthrough. Leap of faith, freedom, new beginning. Okay, take a look here. Looks like Sedona to me. This is a week for breakthroughs. This is a week to take that leap of faith, to start the new beginning, to release all the ick and bring in the new, to stop procrastinating about those projects that we've wanted to start and have just been putting off and putting off and putting off. And it's time just to get real and get moving, get grooving, and get doing. And the last one, such a beautiful conclusion card. I love it when the cards just pop out of the deck, it happens, and that it's not a coincidence. So this card is Awakening, Ancient Knowledge, Memories, and Connection. Let me drop it. Okay, here she is. She's taking that beautiful bath. Look at the water. Water is about transmuting. It is about release. It is about purification. It is about energizing. Water is a conductor for energy. So to me, this is about awakening to the true you. It's about concentrating on the you, not the you as you're connected to your outside world, but paying more attention to what's going on inside here. When we get clarification on what's going on inside here, guess what? We deal with the out there a heck of a lot easier. So take all of these things in mind. Whatever resonates with you, super awesome. Whatever doesn't resonate with you, super awesome. Don't pay attention to it. Leave it for somebody else. Have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed week.